Go ahead.
See, these three, four things now are confusing me when I try to combine all of them together. Number one is Paticcasamutpada, and when you are trying simplifying Paticcasamutpada by saying that take just two nodes. Okay. But when ideally Paticcasamutpada is starting from 1 to 7, and there's a lot of confusion between 5 to 7.
What is 5 to 7?
Actually 1 to 7 full confusion. Second thing is this Chakkuncha Paticca Rupe Chaupajati Chakku Vijnana and Paticcasamutpada are not matching. Third thing is Kayika Vijnana and Chaitasika Vijnana. Everyone explains that there are two Vijnana. But where this fits in Paticcasamutpada, everyone has different theory. So I want to know your, because this is not explained. Okay. One thing according to me is Nama Rupa also has first. Correct? Nama means what?
Okay. You finish.
Okay. Yeah. So it is very obviously people are thinking that Nama has 5 things. Vedana, Sanna, Sankhara. This Vedana, Sanna, Sankhara are always together. And Phas and Manasika. That is Nama. Now, Nama Pacha Sarayatana. Sarayatana Pacha again first and again these 3 things spawns back. So is this the same thing that's just renamed or actually a higher thing in the sense that originally it was simple, now it is realistic because 6 senses are coming into picture. Earlier it is just Chakku Nama Rupa. Third thing is Nama Rupa aggregates. Aggregates Vedana and general Vedana are explained differently. Even that question I keep on asking you again and again. So my basic question is this Sankhara, Avijja, Pachaya, Sankhara. So to begin with, I just wanted to make the foundation where you are. Sankhara, Avijja, Pachaya, Sankhara, Pachaya, Vijnana. Now this Vijnana is Chakku Vijnana. Yes.
Which Vijnana? Sankhara Pache Vijnana.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 6 Vijnana.
Okay. Because there are many people think that it is the past Vijnana.
No.
And all that.
No, because in the Salayatana Vagga also it is explained. Also in the Mahanidana Sutta also it is explained. In this, what is that? Paticcasamutpada Vibhanga. In fact, that has a complete explanation of every link he has explained tremendously. So, I don't know why there should be a confusion. Anyway.
Because on internet, there are different theories. Now, here, so 3-4 model running in my mind. So this Chakku Vijnana has spawned because of Avijja Sankhara and Chakkuncha Paticca Rupecha. Now, this Vijnana Pacha Nama Rupa. Correct? As per Paticcasamutpada, this Vijnana, which you have agreed now, that Chakku Vijnana Pacha Nama Rupa.
No, wait. You are going somewhere. So, have you read Mahanidana Sutta?
Yeah.
You have read. In that, he explains what is Vijnana Pacha Nama Rupa and Nama Rupa Pacha Vijnana. Have you gone through it thoroughly?
That's what we have discussed many Whirlpool.
But no, that's Whirlpool is fine. But have you understood what is he trying to say there? He talks about.
Understood it too.
No, wait. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Actually, 3 ways I can interpret. One is everything other than Rupa is Vijnana in the sense that everything is in mind, right? Sankhara, Pachaya, Vijnana, Pachaya, Tanha, whatever you call. Except this physical Vedana and Rupa, everything is mind. So in that sense, the keeps on repeating. So obviously it is Nam Rupa Pachaya Vijnana. That is one theory. The whole cycle is Vijnana. Vijnana kickstarts Nam Rupa kickstarts Vijnana. This is one understanding. Second understanding is this Chakku Vijnana, which is Sankhara Pachaya Chakku Vijnana, Pachaya Nam Rupa Pachayamano Vijnana. This is second theory. In my mind, I am running. And third theory is one cycle of Paticcasamutpada, kickstart next cycle. So that's why next Vijnana. So all the three runs in my mind.
Okay, so what
About
is
them.
no, what is correct? So what you want to experience? It's all about after that. It is all about experience. So which one are you okay to experience?
Which one I okay? Good question.
Because see, Sachin, it is going to land up in terrible confusion. Okay, so first we need to experience either one of them, whatever you're talking about, whichever link. It doesn't matter.
One thing is this kayika vedana and chetasika vedana is realistic, right? Even science says that. Correct? So first I get sensation on my body, which is physical feeling. But when actually that's what you call rupati, right? Today or yesterday. Rupati. Actually you explained it nicely and I got it that way. Rupati iti rupa.
Rupa.
And you said continuous Sutta, everything is trying to say that the whole aggregate is filling. That's why he's called Rupati iti Rupa. So that it's something like Kayika Vidya. And
Okay.
even science says that uh, whenever we see something, then every color has a feeling associated with it. Right? Red color is creates some chemical in our body. Color itself creates chemical in body. So people have been tested that they have been shown red color box, then blue color box and green color box, and each color has invokes a feeling in them, liking, disliking. But if I see a red color lion, right? So red color is giving me a feeling, which is aggregate kind of feeling, and that spawns through whole my body in my blood. But I get fear and I get dislike, and that is Chaitanya Vedana or something. Whatever you name it, there are two Vedana, which is one is primary and one is secondary. I always use this name. You call it some, according to you, there are Sankasavja Vedana and Vedana. According to pure Dhamma, Sankasavja Vedana is something else. But everyone says there are two. Even science says there are two. And even Buddha says there is kind and Chaitanya. Now, which one fits where? In our definition as well as which one fits where in Paticcasamutpada.
Okay, it is, you have made it so complicated now. Okay. Okay, see, one thing is that I suggest you go through the Paticcasamutpada Vibhanga once. Okay, that will give you clarity on Paticcasamutpada cycle. Normal PS cycle. Okay, there's no need to go any further detail into it. Okay, because if you are trying to link this with that and something else, it can create a real messy situation because ultimate aim is to experience that, right? So if we were to say I want to have an experience, it is pativedan. So if I don't get that, I keep on roaming around because I have not got anything out of it.
So
Okay.
that way,
No,
that
no.
way also I can say that if I drop Paticcasamutpada, everything is fine.
So that is the reason Mahanidana Sutta, Ananda says that I have grasped it. And he says no. Nobody can grasp it.
Yeah.
Right? So now coming back to this point. Now what is Sankhara? Let's start with that. Sankhara means it's in fact Indra or Sakka. He uses a very nice way of explaining it. He says, "E dhamma nanam abhinivesaya." Okay, E dhamma, all things. which also includes sankharas. Nalam cannot be. Abhinivesaya, or meaning not worth to put a garb like what we are putting with a. Abhinivesa is actually a Sanskrit and a Pali word which explains Abhi is higher. Nivesa is that you wear a vesha. Vesha means a garb on something and you try projecting something which did not even exist. That is, if you are doing a drama, in that drama you are called as Rama. While you are not a Rama, you are Sachin, but you are playing the role of Rama and you get so involved with Rama that you start to believe that you are Rama in this drama. That is called as Abhinivesha. So all Sankharas are Abhinivesha. They truly don't exist. So Avidya Pachaya Sankhara means that without knowledge, we are doing certain activities. Okay? Now, how do you know you're doing something is through the six senses, which has Vijnana. So, Chakku Vijnana, Sota Vijnana, Gana Vijnana, like that. So, Sankhara Pachaya Vijnana. Now, what happens after that? You need two things to come like a reed together. One side is the Nama, another side is the Rupa. It's not that complicated. Okay. Now, there is even Sariputta explains what is Nama. There is a definition for Nama. In fact, it is there in Dasuttara Sutta, it is there in the Sammaditthi Sutta. In fact, Sammaditthi Sutta has all the definitions of Paticcasamutpada. Okay. But anyway, for our discussion, what is Nama? Nama is anything which has a contact. Anything that has a contact, or whatever that has a contact is getting into Nama for that particular Rupa. So you start defining, you start conceptualizing, you start doing whatever that is required when that Paticcasamutpada, that is the object like this, is striking through what you want to do with that. So you have to define something about it because it's coming into contact. So when there is a contact, then there is a feeling. When there is a feeling, then there is a perception. When there is a perception, then there is an intention. When there is an intention, you will use mind to do something about it. It's not a huge deal. Oh, Nama means so many things. No. It's very simple. It's not too complicated. But if you experience it, you will never forget it. See,
No,
now...
I always think that why he is complicating saying Nama, Rupa, Pachaya, Sarayana, Pachaya, Passa, Pachaya.
No, he is not complicating. No,
Already part of Nama.
no, he is not complicating. You look at Titayatana Sutta. He explains so beautifully. He says, Vakkantiya Sati. That is, if there is consciousness along with the five elements, where to enter into the womb, it creates Nama Rupa. How will you define it? You have to say something. This is a baby, this is an embryo, this is something, that is Nama. You will in turn define it. So in the Mahanidana Sutta, he asked the same question to Ananda. If the consciousness were not to arrive into the womb, will you be able to define anything out of it? He says no. And he gives three more illustrations. What if in between the consciousness drops away? Will you be able to define anything there? Will it grow, mature? No. After the child has come out, it starts growing, but is cut in between. The consciousness is cut in between. Then will you be able to say it is a girl and a boy? No. You can't. Forget all that, Sachin. Even now, when somebody dies, before a person is dying, we are using that person name and saying how is he in the hospital. And they say he's in a very critical condition. The moment he dies, The next moment, people ask, when is the body coming? Are they saying, when is that person coming? This is how the Nama Rupa. Yes.
So you mean to say that for all the discussion, in except special case, drop the concept of Nama as 5.
I'm not saying anything, sorry, Sachin, it is like this. As soon as an object is grasped, like what we are doing right now, am I not in contact with a body called as Sachin? There is no Sachin, there's just a body. What does the feeling says to me? That this is a male and this is a person with whom I am talking. There is a Vedana. I am not talking about Sukha Vedana, Dukha Vedana, Adukha Sukha Vedana. That you leave it for time being. Isn't there a feeling that there is an object in front of me, or is it not at all? There is. How that is happening? It is happening through contact. So the feeling. Now from the feeling arises the perception. Am I not perceiving you as Sachin instead of a body? You tell me that this is how Nama works. Then isn't it that I am not having Chetana, intention to talk to you? Yes, I am having. Now, isn't it that I am using Manasikara, either Yoniso Manasikara or Ayoniso Manasikara, doesn't matter. Am I not using the Manasikara? Yes, I am using. I am using. This is what is Nama. For a particular Rupa. Actually, what I am seeing is just a Rupa. Am I not doing all of this 5 all the time? Yes. Okay. So when he talks about Nama and Rupa, he explains that in a very nice way. In Mahanidana Sutta, he says, what is Nama? What is Rupa? And then he says, without Phassa, there cannot be anything called as Nama Rupa. It is not Nama Rupa with Vijnana he's talking about. He's talking about Phassa for Nama Rupa. You understand that. It's got nothing to do with Vijnana. We have not come to Vijnana at all. We are just talking Nama Rupa. Iti Nama, Iti Rupa. That's all he's talking about. He gives 4 things. What are the 4 things? Yehi Akara, this Akara, this form, in this way.
This lingam.
Wait, don't go so fast. This Akara. If you don't get this Akara, he will not call it as Vilas. So first you need to match this Akara in the Nama. Then Yehi Linga, the gender, either it is a male or a female, you are going to define. And I have not shown my gender to you to say that you are a male, but you know that I am a male. How? You know the gender. I have not opened my dress and shown you my gender, nor you have shown me the gender. But we know how? Through naming. That is Nama. Now, Linga, Nimitta. This is the beautiful thing. We are not doing Animitta, we are doing Nimitta. Sign. Without the sign, no Vilas can exist. So when you define Vilas, it gets into symbolization. So there is a symbol. Yehi Akarehi, Yehi Lingehi, Yehi Nimittehi, Yehi Uddeshehi. Uddesha is the purpose. There is a purpose. If either one were to fail on that object, there is no phassa between the Namakaya and the Rupakaya. And this happens all the time. So when he says Nama Rupa Pachay Salaitana or Vijnana Pachay Nama Rupa, this much we should have experienced. Otherwise, it's going to create unnecessary burden on the mind. Now, what's the practice I need to do? When I see you, Sachin, before Sachin formed, Sachin is a perception. Before Sachin formed, there is a Vedana. Before the Vedana, there is Salaitana. Before the Salaitana, then there is Vijnana. Before Vijnana is a Nama. So first I have to understand the Nama and the Rupa correctly. So
But what I said before Sarayatana, there is Vijnana.
Vijnana Pachaya Nama Rupa Pachaya Salayatana, right? Now what happens? Well, now what happens? This Vijnana, whatever we are talking about, Vakkantiya Sati Nama Rupa Pachaya Salayatana Pachaya Phassa Pachaya Vedana. This is how he defines it in Chitayatana Sutta. Now, if I want to go back, there are two ways of going back. One way, in many suttas, he skips Salayatana. He'll just connect that with what? Nama Rupa with Phassa. Okay, directly he connects.
Yep.
In some
In this
suttas,
sutta.
yes, in some suttas, what he does is he skips purposefully Nama Rupa Pachaya Salayatana and instead put it from the Vijnana perspective, how the consciousness takes itself, creates itself in the six sense basis.
Oh, is it? I didn't remember. If you mean to say Vijnana Pachaya Sarayatana is somewhere else.
Where it is, if you go to Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta and Mahatanha Khaya Sutta, you read there. He explains in a real different way. Now we might ask a question, why so many different ways of this Paticcasamutpada? It's because it is complicated. It's not a simple thing of just by hearting it or taking it in a memory lane and just keep on uttering avidya pachaya sankhara, sankhara pachaya vijnana, vijnana pachaya nama rupa. That's not going to help us. So the best way to learn this is, there is one sutta where Buddha says for people to understand this Paticcasamutpada, which is very complicated, I will give a nice solution to it. You need to know what is Paticcasamutpada and what is Paticcasamutpanna. If somebody can practice Paticcasamutpanna, I can guarantee you that you will get Paticcasamutpada. Right? So
What's the difference?
what's that?
Yeah, what is the difference?
The difference here is there are seven things you have to know for Paticcasamutpanna. That is Anicca, Sankata, Paticcasamutpanna, Khaidhamma, Vaidhamma, Viragadhamma, Nirodhadhamma. So between two links,
That is experience, that is what you are always saying, that just need two notes.
that's what he's saying. Don't have to. And also he says, I'm giving an illustration only. The 12-link formula is an illustration. It is not exactly the formula. The formula is iti imasmim sati idam hoti imassa uppada idam uppajyate. That's the only formula. There's no other formula. So if we don't get that at all, for whatever reason, then this becomes tough. Why? Ahara samudayo, rupa samudayo is that formula. It's actually Paticcasamutpada. Ahara nirodho, rupa nirodho. So if I don't get that formula, I am just going on the 12-link formula, it's not going to work. So the entire Salayatana Vagga, if you really see, is on Paticcasamutpada and 2-link formula only. So we need to be, what I can say, we need to work out in a way that it becomes easy for us than going through many things. There are many ways of approaching Paticcasamutpada. I agree with you. There are many definitions, many things. So now for you, Sachin, you choose which one you want. You just want 2 links? That's the best thing in my opinion. But if you want to know the entire thing of it, then you have to go from the back. That is what Vipassi did. Before the Buddha, before Gautama, there is one sutta on how he did. That's even more easy. Or you do how Gautama Buddha did. He wanted to answer 4 questions. That's all he went in search for. First question: what causes birth? What causes aging? What causes death? How do I escape death? Simple. Nothing to do with Paticcasamutpada. That creates Paticcasamutpada. And what did Vipassi do? He went till Namarupa Pachaya Vinyana Pachaya Namarupa and stopped there. He did not go further. He did not go into Sankharas and Avidya and all that. He just ended his Paticcasamutpada only with this much. That's it. Why? Because the Vattam Vattati, or the whirling around, is between Namarupa on one side and Vinyana on the other side. When I say I am existing, okay, there are three things over there. One is Jivita Indriya. One is Ayu. Okay. Third one is Vinyana. We are missing these two. One is Ayu, one is Jivitindriya, one is Vinyana. So when I say I am existing in this body, it is not only the Vinyana which is existing in the body, along with that is Jivitindriya as well as Ayu. So we cannot only take Vinyana and say that, oh, this is a whole Vinyana. Vinyana is to cognize. That's exactly what we are going to do tomorrow. It's just the observation of cognition. It just cognizes things around. Right? And then it creates a variance out of it. It recognizes in a different way than what really it is. And hence, you have to purify the Vinyana. But Jivitindriya is Jivitindriya. It has nothing to do with you or me or anything. It's Jivitindriya. Then comes Ayu. So in the Mahavedala Sutta, in fact, there's a beautiful question. He asks this question to Sariputta. Now you tell me, somebody is gone into depth of meditation. So he has entered into it. What's the difference between a dead body and him? And he says, the senses are active, the Jivitindriya is there, Ayu is there. Okay, now coming back to this point. Practice Nama Rupa. First take Nama and Rupa. Don't worry about Vinyana for time being. Just the Nama and Rupa. Okay. See whether you can make sense of, like I'm seeing this computer. Okay, can I make sense of this frame which is coming here? Can I make a sense of it? Can I experience something different than Vilas or than Sachin? Try that. You will find out the moment there is a contact, meaning unconsciously, if there is a contact, immediately you are pulled into this feeling, Vedana and Sanya and Sankhara together as Vilas. Till then, there is nothing is going to happen. Meaning, by any unconscious experience that I'm watching like this, and suddenly my mind is three things: Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. These three things pick up on the symbol, Nimitta, and that's it. Vilas is created. Now, that
Vilas is Vinyana.
That Vilas is Vinyanan. Exactly right.
Now Namarupa plus Vinyana, collectively, if I see in this moment, it becomes correct.
Yes. Yes. Now I become seer. I become hearer. I become smelling. I become tasting. I become touching. I become thinker. That is Salayatan. Right? Now you might ask a question. In Nama Rupa also there is Phassa, Vedana and all that. Again he creates it here. Has he gone mad?
That's what my question is.
Should be. For that reason, only first we have to go by Paticcasamutpada before we get grasp of Paticcasamutpada as an experience. Otherwise, it is going to become another theoretical exercise, create as much definition, write down all that. Yes, go ahead.
Your point of view of practice, I am very clear this definition of aggregate. So now, see, I have a context. Sensation is there. In each sense, when we say feeling itself, Vedna and Sanna always conjoin. It's in English it is feeling only. Sanna, Vedna, and Sankhara always together. And first is there because it's touching me. So, and now this consciousness which is coming is or rising as me, the observer, is Vijnana. So when I meditate, this five aggregate is very clear to me. And Paticcasamutpada, this two-node thing when you say, just try to understand Jati and Jara and just dissolve it. That's also working fine. But when I come to this 12 node talking and then try to link there he said this, there he said this, that's not fitting me. Only it's 12
Yes.
is I have to drop.
Yes, I understand what you are trying to say. So you have to take just one link or two links and don't worry about what is written. Don't worry about the websites, explanation, all that. Just take two links because even when I was going through, in fact, I can tell you this story is that this Sri Lankan friend of mine, he used to talk Paticcasamutpada for years together. Even now, if I were to make him sit, he is going to talk, discuss and discuss and discuss and discuss and discuss. It's endless discussion. That Thero said this Thero said that, this is how it is past, present, future. So many ways of defining Paticcasamutpada. I was wondering that, and he used to say to me that it's the most difficult thing to understand is Paticcasamutpada. And only Buddha can understand. If only Buddha can understand, then why? Then Buddha teaching itself is Paticcasamutpada. There's nothing else other than that. Only
Yeah,
Buddha.
Buddha also said that I will not teach you all that I know.
Yes. So if it is Paticcasamutpada is Buddha teaching and nobody can understand except for the Buddha, that means today nobody can really know what is Paticcasamutpada. That means nobody understands Buddha teaching. That's how we can conclude. But it's not true. So what I did, Sachin, in 2019 or early 2020, I gave up. I gave up this looking at videos and reading and puredhamma.net and this.net and that.net. Forget all about it. What is that I require? I require to know or inquire what causes birth as a condition and what causes decay as a condition, what causes or aging as a condition and what causes death as a condition, and how can I see the characteristics anicca dukkha anatta in that. That's all I had, so that the Four Noble Truths can be seen in Paticcasamutpada. That's all I wanted to see. I forgot all about this. Just tooling, nothing else. And at that time, I had not studied this sutta on where Buddha says that you read only the Paticcasamutpada, you understand Paticcasamutpada, that is sufficient. How it is dependently arisen, then the formula itself. That really helped me to try to tide over this. Otherwise, Mahanidana Sutta I have been going through from 2018. I got the breakthrough only in 2020 when I left everything. Then I understand correctly. Then I understood it perfectly. Then there was no confusion from 2020 onwards. But before that, like you, I had written notes and every time we used to discuss, I used to then think and work out, then go to Pure Dhamma, read that, Then there are 4 ways of putting Paticcasamutpada, then Kusala Paticcasamutpada, Akusala Paticcasamutpada, so many different approaches. It can be there. I'm not saying it can't be there. It can be there. But what's the use? For me, it was of no use, honestly. Except for discussion, except for debating, except for proving one or they proving something, it didn't serve any purpose. So I didn't wanted to use it. So for you also, what I suggest you should be doing is forget all about that. Just 5 aggregates. In 5 aggregates, you see the Paticcasamutpada. Because if you see the Salaitana Vagga of Lord of Suttas, it is all about Paticcasamutpada only. This Samudaya, that is there. If without that, it's not there. That Paticcasamutpada only. So,
When you say 5 aggregate, it is the Vedana is kayika or Chetsi.
in this context, in the 5 aggregates context, it is not kayika, it is chetasika. It's only with the 6 sense doors. Only once or twice Buddha talks about kayika. Why? There's a reason for that. It's because he wants people to work on the chetasika. The chitta has to be cleaned. You don't have to worry about the kaya. Kaya problem is going to be there. Day before yesterday, one of the... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, but when the question of meditation comes, when the question of experience comes, it is always Chetasi. Right?
Exactly.
So that's why we not to go to kayika, because we are unable to exactly touch kayika.
Yes, and then it's of no use. Even if you were to do that, it's of no use. So there was one friend who called me. There was one friend who called me day before yesterday, and he wanted to know that everything is karma, and he is having some body ache and it's karma and all that. So I gave him one sutta. In that he explains everything is not kamma.
Yeah, I agree that.
And kayika's Vedana is not kamma related at all.
Okay.
So he says, Pitta Samuttana Abhada. So I told him, look, only with a person who is having Ayurveda knowledge can understand this. Otherwise, it will be a rattling in the dark. Because I know Ayurveda, my son is an Ayurvedic doctor, so it becomes a nice thing. So we can debate over it. It's so rightly said. If you reduce Pitta and you increase the Kapha, that Kayika problem will disappear. If you have a Vata related issue and you increase the Pitta and the Kapha, the Vata related problem will go away. If you have a Simha Samutthana Abhada, which is the Kapha, that if you reduce Kapha, then the Vata and Pitta will help in elevating or removing the dosha of that. So if you remove the Tridosha, then your Raga, Dvesha, Moha equals 1. BPK, Vata, Pitta, Kapha equals 1. So they both are in balance. So there is no problem at all. So it all depends on how you are eating. And if you follow the Buddha Dhamma properly, he says how to eat. If you eat like what Buddha is saying, then you will not have Vata, Pitta, Kapha related issues. So you will not have Kayika Vedana. So Buddha, you will feel light in the body. So when you feel light in the body, there's no pain in the body. When you don't have pain in the body, then it's fine. So the chitta is different and kayika is different. Chitta lasts more than kayika. Somebody comes and slaps me. That pain which comes will last only for 2 minutes. But my worry of that getting hit by a person will go for days and months together if I require it.
So you relate this kapha vata dosa to that or
What's that? Your voice broke.
kapha vata moha on one side and kapha dosa pitta on other side. They are affecting each other.
Yes, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, they affect each other in the body. depending upon the food intake, they create their own way, and it creates along with the environment. So he says this environment where you are staying, that also has an effect over the kayika, the place where you are staying.
Yeah. So basically, for practice of nirvana, kite is need not to be part of practice. Chetasika is the picture.
Exactly.
But kite is there, and it itself is posed by lot of poses.
Yes. So we don't have to worry about that. What we need to know, like in the case he says that there are environmental changes, and it's there in the sutta itself. So he says if there are environmental changes, nothing you can do about it. Like now it is raining, heavily raining in Bangalore, right? Because of the heavy rain, some people might get kapha. So the phlegm will get arisen. So they might have cough, cold, fever, etc. It's not caused by karma. It has got nothing to do with karma. So in that way, hold on for a second. Sachin, 1 second. So in that way, I cannot apply Paticcasamutpada on this kayika vedana. Avijja pache sankhara, sankhara pache vinya. That will look stupid.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
No, nothing. Even when Ali was saying that he's not able to feel the breathing sensation because his nose is filled with the cough problem. So even I was feeling that, but I resolved it by fixing my physical problem, by jalneti and all.
Yes. So we don't have to blame anything for the physical problem, physical ailment. Just deal with it. What has to be dealt properly is the chetasika. So the Vedana, what we have to address is chetasika. But we should know that there is kayika Vedana also. But in the entire Buddha teaching, it's only about chetasika, not about kayika.
Yes. That makes very good sense. So since we are not worried, since we are not concerns of kayika, wherever you see Buddha is talking about, wherever there is just the word Vedana, it is Chetasika.
Chetasika only, yes. That is not kayika.
And irrespective of whatever pain you are feeling in the body, you might be having cancer or what. It's not because of cancer, but it's because of your practice and how you are reacting to the physical situation that will lead you to Nibbana.
Yes. So if I am not reacting to the physical sensation and I have given up the body in terms of making it as mine, that's the reason he talks about Rupa. Then Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, these three in the mind, and the Vijnana is a cognizer. It cognizes whatever, like Vilas, it's a cognition. So if you drop that cognition through the sixth sense basis, that is Salaytana, then you are done. There is nothing has to be done.
And when we say Vijnana is being, it's okay to just say Vijnana, right? Or need not to go into micro detail that at what point the Chakku Vijnana become Mano Vijnana and it becomes this Vijnana, that Vijnana.
Not required.
Just one thing called Vijnana.
Yes, not
Just one thing
required.
called Vijnana.
See, in the Mahatanna Khaya Sutta, he explains why you should know this and you should experience it, and then he starts with the Paticcasamutpada there. It's another way of looking at it, but it's a very nice way of looking at it. So we need to see what strategy really works for me. So I had to use all of these suttas to get into the basic understanding that what is called as I. That's it. Once that is understood, over.
Got it. Okay, so this was my question.
Okay, all right. So then we'll meet tomorrow morning at 8:30 with Vijnana.
Okay.
Okay, good night.